Hi everybody, this is Matt along with my Catholic apologist friend Tony, and we're going to talk about how one enters or joins with full communion in the Catholic Church through a process called RCIA. Tony, what does RCIA stand for?
That's the Rite of Christian Initiation of adults.
Which is what I had to go through before I joined the Catholic Church. And that was a little bit of a shocker for me because being a former Protestant, literally I could just go and walk in the door of about any church and say, hey, I want to join, and they'd be, okay, we'll sign you right up. And when I, approach the Catholic Church, it's like, not so fast.
You need to take classes first. Right?
Yeah, you basically, have to go to what I dubbed as Catholic school.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So would you explain to our viewers, how the process works, but also why it's necessary?
Oh, sure. Being Catholic, we have two things, actually almost three. We have tradition, big tradition, small tradition, where it's part of the regular culture, and then we have Scripture. So what we have to do is acquaint you with how these traditions and Scripture come together. And if you're not familiar with it, sometimes it might be totally confusing. They see us as the aerobic church because you're up and down, kneeling, sitting, standing. But there are reasons for that because it's a form of prayer. So we need to tell you why we're doing this, where it comes from, hopefully, and then we acquaint you with the sacraments, how it's brought into the church. All the sacraments come from Jesus Christ, but some of the things in the sacraments come from tradition. The clothes. Why do the priests wear such funky clothes? Well, those are the clothes
in different colors at different times of the year.
Right. Well, they have symbols.
Yeah.
The colors, for different types of year. Green is for the regular time or
ordinary time,
and then you have red for I'm losing it now, but like Pentecost, and then you have white
rose.
Rose, yeah, rose looks pink.
Yes.
Don't tell Father it's pink; he doesn't like that. But then the clothes he wears are actually the clothes of a traveler. So a priest is really a traveler. He has supposed to go from place to place. And that's what he's wearing, the clothes of a traveler. And then the deacon has a dalmatic, which is a working shirt. So there's a shirt of the guys working the field. So he's working the field for the church. So going to these classes, we acquaint you to what's going on, the tradition, which is the culture too, of what we're doing. We have different rites in the church, so we're mostly Latin, so we're a Latin church. But there are like 32 different rites inside the church. They do different things. So then you probably have to learn how to do that if you go somewhere else too. But you're good for 90% of the church because we're all Latin. So you learned a lot of the Latin rites and traditions, and then you're given the actual go through initiation to understand what's going to happen, because the biggest thing is Eucharist. And in the Catholic Church, we actually believe once the priest raises the bread up, it changes into the body, soul, and divinity of Christ forever. So that's the biggest thing we try to get you prepped for, so you can understand that it's not a symbol, it's not just a simple thing together, it's an actual sort of like a time capsule. He's wearing the clothes of a traveler at the time of Christ. He's actually taking you through the actual Last Supper so you can experience that, and then you get to consume that and actually have a personal relationship with Christ as a meal.
Well, the one thing that really impressed me, literally from day one of RCIA, was how detailed it was in our parish and the quality of the teaching provided. Because before we even started our class, we were given workbooks that were this thick that had, assigned readings every week, and then we were introduced to apologists like Tony that are extremely adept at everything that they do. I remember one night there was a woman that was going through part of the, catechesis, and I immediately started taking notes because she was taking the scriptures from, modern day English to Greek to Latin and then back to Greek and then over to Aramaic. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, whoa, it's just the depth and the quality of people was just simply amazing. And I just wasn't prepared for that much detail. But, for me, it was like being perpetually thirsty. I just drank it up. But it's not something that happens overnight. It actually, goes for months and months and months and months, and for some people even longer.
Oh, a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, a lot of things inside the church and even in the sacraments, there are zip drives of what's happening historically, traditionally, the clothing, incense itself. Where does that come from? It comes from the Old Testament, goes to the New Testament, even today. A lot of churches don't even use that. So we have to explain all these things, where it's coming from, and why we're using it.
Well, it's like when you were using the terms in RCIA about the Paschal Lamb. The only reason that I got that was because I had studied Judaism. And so I'm like, okay, this is about Pesach. It's about, Passover. And so that's where this is coming from. Otherwise, I would have been extremely confused.
Right.
So that is one of the things that RCIA was really beneficial for. But the length of time involved just, really surprised me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a lifer. I'm still learning stuff all the time.
Well, yeah, I think we're all like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the moment that we stop learning is when we start going backwards and digressing.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in becoming Catholic or checking it out, contact your local parish and sign up and attend a couple of RCIA classes. Because the thing is, it is something that you essentially can bow out of up to the very last minute of confirmation if you choose to.
Oh, yeah.
So if you just want to explore, I mean, I saw people that would come into the class and they'd be there for a couple of weeks and then you wouldn't see them anymore. It apparently just wasn't for them. But anyway, if you're interested, contact your local parish and ask about the RCIA classes. And until next time, thanks everybody for watching, and God bless each and every one of you.